All right, this is the third video of lecture 6 about leisure's anthropology. And in this video, we will talk about material culture, which is defined as the physical objects that are made and used by a culture and members of a culture, including buildings, clothing, monuments, machines, and tools. For example, this left-sided picture is traditional clothes for the kung fu, and other martial arts, some of the martial arts in China. The right-sided picture is, I think this is the cathedral, the building, one of the building, religious building in Vienna, Austria. The chapter focuses on this baby dolls, sorry, not baby, Barbie dolls as example of the material culture and how material stuff can communicate culture. And also this is a leisure material, right? It's a doll mostly for children. So there is actually interesting research around Barbies. One of the studies found that 5-year-old girls who read a storybook with photographs of Barbie dolls. And Barbie dolls on average is US size 2. That's a very, very thin body image, right? It's almost supermodel. Felt worse about their body. Expressed a stronger desire to be thin than the girls who read the storybook with the pictures of an Emma doll. If you Google search, actually, that's a very different kind of doll. It has a, more typical body, bigger body, US size 16, or girls who read a storybook with the picture of neutral objects such as balloons. So really, the point here is that research suggests this may be Barbie dolls, especially the thin body one, really communicates this cultural ideal, the praising of the thin bodies, and really force girls to internalize that ideal into their mind, basically, which can cause some negative emotional reactions, for example. But another study showed that there's no long-term impact because they track the people. They asked a grown-up woman about the impact of Barbie doll, and it wasn't really significant impact. So maybe it's a short-term thing, but there is evidence for negative impact. Now I also wonder if there's anything similar for material culture for boys. Maybe those superheroes who tend to be muscular with the bulky body with lots of muscle, like Hulk. Did they idealize those big muscular body, and their skinnier boys would struggle with that body image? Maybe. What do you think? So that was negative negative impact potentially, and that's true. The research back it up. There is a negativity about those Barbie dolls and the material culture and leisure. But at the same time, these things can also create and spread more inclusive culture as well. Left side here, this is actually pretty recent thing, I think, that the Barbie started to feature, include someone with their wheelchair user, basically. Someone uses a wheelchair with a disability, presumably, right? Third person from right side, this lady in her blue, she has prosthetic. So again, this is about basically representing individual with the disabilities in a Barbie culture. Another thing, the right side is a skin condition called, I cannot pronounce, but different skin types, skin colors, hair types are also represented in a Barbie dolls recently, which arguably is more inclusive. Of course, yes, their body is still narrow here, right? Very skinny. But in terms of other things, there may be some other diversity, representation, and inclusion in here too. You can see there are different hairstyle, by the way, hair type, texture type as well, which is exciting. So it could go both ways, material culture. And I want to expand the chapter a little more because chapter talk about, having stuff, and how that can communicate cultural information, especially in a leisure context. But what about not having stuff? You know, reducing the number of things that you have. This has been recently fashioned in many countries, actually. As you can see in this Netflix show called Tidying Up by Maria Kondo. Have you seen that? Yeah. The idea is there's a cluttered, messy house with a busy family, and this Maria, who's Japanese, actually comes in, and they're gonna work it out and only choose something that excites you. Or what's the word she uses? I forgot. Let me know if you remember. But anyway, she uses a very interesting word. It's a Japanese word, so the translation is very weird. Anyway, so reducing the stuff, and that would potentially also have a positive impact on a relationship, your emotional well-being, other things as well. This is generally considered to be what is called minimalism. It's a style or technique, and especially in arts, but now it's generalized, that is characterized by extreme spareness and simplicity. So not having things, it's reducing rather than adding stuff. Research actually shows that having minimalistic tendencies is positively correlated with the happiness as well. And here's this a bit of news coverage about their person. She's also Japanese, actually, because minimalistic tendency tends to come from Buddhist/Zen ideology, I think. But now it's a global phenomenon. So there's this video about Japanese man who is arguably a minimalist. He owns just 150 or 200 things in their house. Very simple. Now I want you to watch this short video and note how he discuss his minimalist lifestyle influences his leisure behavior, experiences, and also happiness. He talked about that. Apparently, he perceives that relationship. So this is the end of the third video, I think, and I'm going to see you in the last fourth video.